Chicago Bears win. Bears win. Bears win. Chicago Bears beat the Rams 24-16. Man, today I had brought out my sweetness jersey. I was wearing it through the whole game, hoping it bring the Bears luck. My name's Bernard Muhammad. On the broadcast, we have Plank. Also, but he's Keith Florida, also known as Plank. Also, we have Dr. Quick. What's going on?
Club Dub.
Club Dub.
I'm taking this W, man. Shoot.
Yeah, Club Dub.
I might actually have a good day for the rest of the day because I was mad the whole last weekend.
Man.
Hey, thank everybody who tuned in today on Facebook, YouTube, and today we're on LinkedIn. Thank you so much for those who tune in. Guy said he tossed down a few too many watching the game, so he won't be able to make it. And Jay, he's at the game tailgating, and man, feels good to talk about a victory.
Hey, you know what? They followed the formula that we generally like to see: running the ball, playing good defense, winning the special teams game, and we got a W out of that. So I'll take it.
Yeah, they took a little bit of pressure off the rookie today. He didn't have 58 dropbacks, reasonable. I talked about the ratio last week of run and pass, and so you gotta, when you have that rookie quarterback, you gotta just put him in position to be successful, and they did that a little bit today. The defense kind of bended but didn't break, good stuff, but we did get a win out of it. Who in the heck is Joe Blow?
Hey. Yeah, so hey, quick, who was the dude that was playing running back for us today, number 4?
That was my cousin. See, I'm quick and he's quick.
I can tell. That wasn't DeAndre Swift.
No, hey, but look, what I said last week. I said that you got to continuously feed a running back, and he's hot one. And he did just that. Everything's not a 4 or 5 yard gain. You got to find he did a jump cut on that touchdown. And I was like, that's because he knew it was going to be there. You got to get a flow, especially with this terrible line we got. Everything ain't going to be 5 to 6 yards.
You're right. Hey, Joe Blow, you definitely right. I saw a jumbo package today as well. I want to say they had Doug Kramer in there a few times on a couple of power runs. Hey, that's what you got to do if you don't have a fullback. Sometimes you just got to gut it out and just make a team stop you from running.
Yeah.
You're right. I think the key to the game today, we stayed ahead of the sticks for the most part. But even with that, we got to clean up some of that offensive line play. We kept going from 1st and 10, 2nd and 4 to 1st and 15, 1st and 20 because of silly penalties. I don't understand how what the broadcasters were saying that's on the quarterback. I don't see how that happens. So maybe we need somebody to explain that to me.
Yeah, I was kind of upset about Cole Kmet because he normally doesn't make those type of mistakes, and I was just like, what is he doing? He coming in motion. You got to set for a second anyway. So why are you trying to take off early? But. I mean, we'll take the win. That's all we need. We need a W. That's all. Yeah. So we still on track. It's cool.
Yeah, the Bears are on track, and what they did today was commit to the run. I know that's an obvious comment, but it has not always been obvious that the Bears should do what is obvious. And one of the things I was criticizing Swift from is not getting squared up to the line of scrimmage, and I know a lot of us doing outside runs. But today, because they ran in between tackles, he saw the field better, and that's why he was able to make that jump cut. Because I'm telling you, when you run out wide like that, if you don't get your body square, you think you are actually making yards and you're just running lateral, which that's what we were seeing in previous games. And I want to say he had 16 carries for about 93 yards.
Yeah,
almost 6 yards a carry. I'll take that. With the long run of 36 yards, so he got a touchdown out of that, and he was pretty good in the receiving game as well. I think he played a much better game as a receiver than he even did as a running back today.
And that's what we got him for. Like last week, I was like, man, what did we get him for? We're not gonna use him. He's an actual valuable weapon to the offense. You got to let the other team figure out how to stop him. I mean, I'm getting tired right now watching DJ Moore, that gadget player that I was talking about. I'm like, man, but we finally got him one down the field. We keep trying to run these screens and all this other stuff. You're running that stuff because you're saying your offensive line is trash. So you're trying to run the stretch zone and all that. You just basically saying just put a body on somebody, hopefully that we can find a hole. But you're really saying that your offensive line is trash when you got to run all these gadget plays because they don't know who to block or they can't block or they're getting blown up. And that's why you run that. So, hey, still have had a great game today.
Right, that's a good point. Hey, Bird, hey, check your inbox. I just sent you the link if you want to come on and come on for some post-game conversation. I saw where somebody put Caleb Williams played an excellent game today. I say he played an excellent game as well. Let me bring up his stats. I thought he managed the game well, and they didn't put too much on him. Right around what we have been saying, he should be around 25 attempts. So today, 17 out of 23, 1 TD, quarterback rating of 106.5, completed 73.9% of his passes. So just I mentioned last week that right in the fourth quarter that I thought Caleb was being pretty accurate, and that was stuff that you could build on. And I know when I showed the passing chart at one point, in the pregame, I was saying, hey, Caleb is actually making steps. And I know a lot of us want to judge it, like we want him to come in and just start winning games. That's not how it works in the NFL.
Yeah. I mean, 17 out of 23 is impressive.
Mm-hmm.
That's getting the job done. The only thing is he's still holding the ball a little bit too long for me at times. Yeah. But that, I mean, he makes something happen behind something that ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? That line. I'm like, look out. I'll be hollering, look out. Like, look out.
You're right. Mm-hmm. You know what? I'll tell you what, we have to give some credit today to Shane Waldron, because it looked like, if nothing else, he needs to change those screen passes for whatever reasons, either doing it too much or it's not effective. But he at least put in a couple plays where Swift ended up blocking and then going out into the flat and making himself an easy target for Caleb Williams to throw to. Those passes, in my mind, made the difference. So instead of you getting no yards, Swift was able to get 5 yards a catch where it looked like it was going to be disaster. He was able to get a couple first downs, and that kept the change moving and kept us ahead of what the Rams were trying to do. So, the same way we give Shane Waldron a hard time when he throws some of those horrible plays, he needs a little bit of credit for the job that they did today on offense.
Yeah, he's still running them screens, though. So screw him.
Yeah, he put up at some point, so he must think they work.
Yeah, I was happy to see J.J. Moore get a touchdown today because I think I mentioned Friday that there's been some mixed communication with him and DJ, and we saw it in the game too earlier where beyond the screen, for some reason, he either overthrows or underthrows DJ, but it's by a lot of yards. It's not like it's close. So I was happy to see him throw that down. I mean, that was a beautiful pass that landed in the end zone. And you know what? And this not to take nothing away from the Bears' previous quarterbacks over the years, but we're very rare that we would see that kind of red zone touch on the ball, right? Where it's a little congested and it goes over the guy's hand and land right in the bread basket, right? We've seen stuff where, guys hit the scheme, guys open and they kind of, but to see that kind of traffic, and man, that feels good to see our quarterback make that kind of play.
Yeah, that was big because most of the misses actually that he made, 6 misses? Most of those went to DJ Moore. There was at least one that DJ Moore kind of stopped running, and you can see if he had continued to run, that probably would have been a touchdown. So I think they're going to have to spend a little bit more time at the practice or something so those two can get on the same page. Keenan Allen, this is probably going to be understated, but his presence made a huge difference in the game. He got a couple passes where he kept trying to move it forward and get additional yardage. That put us in a shorter field, as well as, he did his thing trying to block or whatever. So just his presence made a difference in a lot of things on offense, in my opinion.
Yeah, I was glad to see him back too, and just to give us something else, a additional third down guy, because we stay in third down a little bit, but third down and manageable. And so anytime you can have Keenan Allen as almost a safety blanket, but besides, my boy, I call him Mr. 7-Eleven, Cole Kmet. But the thing is with him, just besides his penalties, Cole Kmet makes a difference too, because they started putting him in the backfield, and they'll put Everett and Mercedes Lewis at tight end, and they'll still run the ball out of that formation. I don't even know what they calling that, but that might be the elephant package.
Actually, DeAndre Swift got 7 receptions for 72 yards. That's over 10 yards a clip. So that dude, he was bringing it today. I think he might have been hungry today, or somebody told him about turning off his lights at home. He wasn't going to get in the game. So it seems like he got woke up by something.
Hey, that's a great point. I want to also point out time of possession. The Bears possessed the ball 31 minutes and 2 seconds, and the Rams possessed the ball 58 seconds. Now, I know last week the Bears possessed the ball a long time, but a lot of that possession was penalty possession time, right? Where you just got the ball, you're having a lot of penalties. But I do want to point out, too, you got to get rid of those pre-snap penalties. I know Plank alluded to it earlier, but just to go point to DeAndre Swift, he did have 16. I know I mentioned earlier, 16 carries, 93 yards. The Bears actually rushed the ball 28 times a day, which is a positive to see them actually commit to running the ball today.
Yeah, it makes a difference. I don't know. Quick, what you got?
No, go ahead. I was just in agreement with a lot of stuff. I'm reading the comments too, so I'm still trying to figure out who the heck is Joe Blow.
Hey,
Joe Blow making some great comments today. Thank you, Joe Blow. Joe Blow 4. Joe Blow 4. There you
go. Before we just get giddy over all of the great stuff in the win, Nate Davis got in the game for one play and couldn't help it. You know what? We need to just switch him over to defense if he's going to be holding and tackling people like that. That's probably the better chance of what we're doing, because that dude clearly don't know what he's doing out there.
Man, it's time for him to go. He's got to go. They need to do him like Velvet and don't show his face ever again here.
Velvet's still on the team.
I don't even know if he's been active the last 3 games.
I don't think he is. So, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but I'm just glad. The only thing that's kind of disappointing for me, being a defensive player, is watching the defense sometimes. When we jump into that zone, is the purpose of a zone is to cover the guys that potentially come in your zone. Mm-hmm. And we don't do that with, right? You guys running free across the middle, like, hey, you should know where the weak spots are in the zone and cover that spot, right? Just because I got hook curl, I don't just hook spot. I run to the potential receiver that's in the hook curl spot to cover that leaves my zone. And we're not doing a good job of that at all.
Yeah, hey, that's a great point. Quick, I know today I was making this point. I sent y'all a text that Briscoe was getting torched today. He was he was getting torched. He was giving up a lot of plays in his zones. Now, he was fortunate that it didn't lead to scores, but a lot of those deep passes was in Briscoe's zone. Now, he made some great plays, but he got to clean some of that up. It was okay to come in and you want to lay wood to people, but you got to be you got to know the offensive player speed, what your speed is, and play them accordingly. And you got to break on the ball when you got to break on the ball. So it's a couple of times with Briscoe, I'm like, I know Jay be like, Briscoe think he's better than what he is. But, hey, but anyway, let me get back over to the offense side of the ball when y'all mentioned Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen's impact was also he was blocking well today, which actually led to some of those outside screens or a couple of those runs on the outside really working. And even in the pass game, I know he was impacting the pass game because when you got Keenan Allen running more crisp routes, that actually makes the defense have to honor what you're doing.
You're right.
I
was going to make a comment on Brisker. As a defensive back, just gave a very quick DB 101 class. Even if you play in the zone, if somebody's sitting in your zone and you out there by yourself, you're supposed to find where that guy is sitting and go to him, make it uncomfortable for him to make a catch. So I see what you're saying about Brisker giving up too many of those throws and catches. But on the same token, Brisker played a heck of a game. So he didn't do perfectly, but this is a guy that got 12 tackles, a sack, an interception. So he actually had an interception that was negated, but he got one that he got credit for and one pass breakup. So you're looking at how active this dude is as a safety, and I think he made a difference in the game today. He didn't do as much as we would have liked, but there's a chance that he might end up getting the NFL Player of the Week based on this performance today. It'll be interesting to see that happen.
Yeah, and I totally agree, Plank. I totally agree. I'm just pointing that out because some of those deep passes were on him. So some of his tackle was him tackling the man that had just burnt him. You know,
you're right.
Probably about 6 of those tackles was a guy who caught a 15-yard pass on him too, right? But I agree, right, because of the impact of the game. The impact of the game, he may be defensive player the week. I agree with that, right? Because you did get a sack, right? And he may impact. And that other one, he almost had 2 picks, in that reference. But, great analysis, Plank.
Yeah. That, going back a little bit, and I know we kind of jumped around. You were talking about Keenan Allen's impact. He gets veteran presence, too, to kind of wrangle everybody together as far as either on the sideline and a huddle or whatever, and kind of be that motivator that's, trying to keep everything, the glue that's trying to hold everything together. And his presence being there gives the Bears just an added advantage because last week we were throwing some critical balls to Carter, and I was just like, that's the best we got right now. It's in crucial spots. You want to have your people that can make big plays, and so he gives us that opportunity to make big plays. And you talked about his blocking as well. He's a big man. I mean, he's a physical presence who could actually put, lay the wood from the offensive side on somebody if he needs to. But just glad to see him back out there, and we got something to build on for next week as far as offensively. We just got to keep. We can't get back to this. We got to run all 3 running back thing. We got either this. One guy's gonna be the guy, and the other guy's gonna be the third down guy or whatever. But like I said, you got to keep feeding this running back. You got to keep feeding whoever it is because they're gonna eventually figure out what they need to be doing, even behind trash offensive line we got.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna have to give DeAndre Swift a lot of credit today. I mean, we was kicking his butt. He sent the text to one of us with the middle finger, like screw you guys. But guess what? Sometimes that's what you need. You need a beating in the press and some of that to make you step forward. He had 7 catches for 72 yards today. That's the equivalent of what? That's about 10 yards a catch.
Yeah.
So he had a big impact on this game, helping your quarterback out, helping your offense out. And I agree with the comment about Nate Davis. It's time just to, take the salary cap hit, send him home. It's poor effort on his part. It's just poor effort. He doesn't really want to be out there. And ain't nothing worse than a guy who's trying to block and he don't want to be out there. I mean, he's going to get somebody hurt. He just don't want to be out there. Whatever reason it is, he don't want to be out there.
Yeah, Bernard, that's you and Quick 100% correct. And talking about Keenan Allen, and that's one of the stats that a lot of times people miss. So not only did he block and did he calm down the rookie quarterback, and he was probably somebody that even helped out in other ways that we won't be able to see. He got 3 catches today, which a lot of people will say, oh, that's not great, but 3 catches on 3 targets. So that means anytime you threw the ball to him, he caught 100% of the passes that you threw to him. So all that does is build your confidence as a rookie, as a quarterback, to keep looking for this guy. And that gives you something to go to. So you juxtapose that against what we're looking at for DJ Moore. DJ Moore, his passes are not connecting as much as you're expecting, versus Keenan Allen. Every time you throw the ball to him, something good comes out of it. So I think our offensive play calling is going to get a little bit better, and the execution was much better today as well.
Yeah. Hey, I want to. Dog put up a comment about Colin Johnson, right? And so that was what I was saying when they was breaking camp and was trying to make cuts, because Colin Johnson gives you another big body, right?
Yep.
But on the practice squad, he's not even on the roster. You know, because I was like, man, you use that guy. He made some heck of a catches in the preseason, everything. Be on his spot. Pissed about it. But I think he's only on the practice squad.
Okay. Yeah, he was breaking up just a little bit quick. Hey, Joe Blow Ford said, it's amazing how smart play calling can help minimize the problem with a terrible offensive line. It definitely does, because if you keep running, like in this case, you're committing to the run. So now play action works, right? Yep. And sometimes you just gotta this is the play we're gonna run. And we don't care what formation it in, we just gonna make you stop it. And sometimes just keep it simple and stay committed to what you're gonna do. So I thought they kind of stayed more committed to what they was gonna do. The pre-snap penalties are still kind of killing them, right? I know we mentioned that earlier, because actually this game could have probably got blown open if they had not had so many pre-snap penalties, right? Because there was some possessions where they ended up, I think it was late in the game, where they was like 3rd and maybe 2. And this was like really one of those possessions where you could have just put the dagger in earlier, but they ended up getting a pre-snap penalty that set them back, 5 yards or whatever. Now it changed the situation. And I want to say that was the play where Caleb ended up just kind of taking off and just kind of, I think it was like a zone read, and he just rolled out and just slid down on that play. And then I thought they managed other parts of the game well too, because even on that play, the first 3 games, you kind of figured they would have just came out right away and punted the ball, which I was like, man, they need to just take a delay of game. I kept thinking on that play, just take a delay of game, because you want to just run this down before you punt it. And it seemed like the first 3 games, they would have probably just punted right away in that, like they wasn't managing the game well. So today, I had to give the coaches credit, because they seemed like they was paying attention to the details of the game more than they had been in the past.
If you think about it, they had to be, Shane Waldron had to be a big inventive, especially because they know their fullback was hurt, or they really didn't have a fullback. Put Doug Kramer, backup center, at fullback, since you run the ball anyway. Man, that makes all the difference. And not only that, Doug Kramer gets in the game, and he was out there looking for somebody to hit. So that just kind of changes your objective and your mentality as a team, that you can get the tough yards, that you do have the ability to ground it out a little bit. And I think that's the difference of the game today.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, all those who's watching on Facebook, Twitch TV, not Twitch TV today, we're on LinkedIn today, and YouTube, go over to YouTube and hit the subscribe button. We're 13 subscribers away from having 800 followers. So 13 more subscribers should be easy to get. Just hit that subscribe buttons, get us up to 800 followers on YouTube. Hey, I want to talk a little bit about Caleb Williams, and we get over to the defense. I thought Caleb Williams showed a lot of poise today. I thought he, it was a couple times like Mike saying, well, I was like, whoa, man, get out of there, right? He showed a lot of composure in pockets that were collapsing, maybe a little bit too much comfortable. He was too comfortable a few times where you're like, hey, guy, do you feel that those guys on defense want to do, they got bad intentions. They want to unearth you. So, But I thought he threw the ball well. His placement on the ball was well. His footwork today I thought was excellent. And this is what you want to see from your quarterback. And I think this game here quieted a lot of critics. Now they may look at it, the people who want to criticize them, and they may not think this was much, but this is part of the whole process. You get out of a game where, throwing 70% completion, you get a pass and TD, no turnovers, and you get over 100% quarterback rating. That's positive, right? So you built off the game the week before, and the more you start having those plays, especially that touchdown to DJ, it started pushing those guys on defense out the box because they start saying, hey, he could actually make this play, right? And it makes your offense a little bit more easier. But if they think certain plays you can't make, or they think they're confusing you, they're going to really show you a whole lot of different formations. So I give Caleb a plus for what he did today.
Absolutely. Also, I wanted to mention there was an understated substitute. Tevin Jenkins went out with some kind of injury, rib or whatever. I think he was replaced by Pryor. After he was replaced, I didn't see the same amount of pressure coming from that position anymore. And Pryor did a much better job in that I didn't hear his name called for the rest of the doggone game. Sometimes as offensive linemen, you know that they're doing a much better job if you don't hear anything about what they're doing relative to penalties or giving up sacks or whatever. So hats out to him for doing that. Good job, Pryor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So of those 20, I'm sorry, real quick. Of the 23 completions, just kind of break down what we saw. You had 7 catches for Swift. You had 3 from Komet, 3 for Moore, 3 from Allen, and 1 from Adunze. What you got, Quick?
No, I was gonna say after y'all was talking about Caleb in the pocket. It reminded me when Rocky was fighting Cooper Lane, and Mickey was like, "Rock." He's like, and he just kept sitting there getting hit, and I'm just like, man, the way this dude getting hit, he ain't gonna make it past week 7, because they be putting the flu flops on him, and it's just like, he just sit there like he don't even care. It's just like, whatever, I'm here for the next play. And so that's the thing. I both said, like, man, he be looking too comfortable sometimes. I'm like, man, like, man, you don't know these dudes coming after you. He just be sitting there trying to wait, make a play. But 17 for 23. He didn't have a lot of yards, but his percentage rate is up. Win. That's all we can ask for.
Yeah. Mo Man just mentioned Pryor did a great job today. I think he did as well, because you was able to just run behind him, and they stayed committed to the strong side of the field, right? And they kept running on that right side of the field. And I know a lot of us have been saying that. Why are you not running behind Darnell Wright more? And when you running behind back, they was trying to run a lot of wide stuff out to Braxton Jones in the previous 3 games on his side, which makes no sense, right? Because Braxton is serviceable, but he's getting beat by any defensive end that is worth anything. He just doesn't have that ability. Hold on, we got like Verse. Verse would give an O-line nightmares.
He was.
Exactly. Was.
He's a problem.
Yeah. Hey, but you got to remember, I said that about Braxton Jones. I said he's serviceable, but not Super Bowlable.
Right. So, hey, what's up, Mo? What you got on offense before we move over to defense?
What's up?
What's up?
All right. So I got the offense. They did way better today, man. I guess Tevin Jenkins falling helped out the offensive line. But we still gotta address the left side for sure. Braxton was getting dominated the whole game. It was like Verse was in his head, man. And but man, Caleb, like you said, Caleb looked comfortable. I'm glad he's comfortable. He's not getting rattled. Some of the deep throws was being rushed. As far as with DJ, him and DJ got to get on the same page. It was like when the play breaks down, it's like DJ would go, but he wouldn't go at full speed like on that one pass, and then another one, Caleb overthrew him when DJ had his man beat. So it was like one of those. It's like they need to tweak it just a little bit, and then once they get on the same page, it's curtains for a lot of teams. They had a lot of positives today though.
Yeah, that's a great point because, like Plank pointed out, I think his all his misses today might have been all to DJ Moore. No, he had a couple of more because there was a couple of guys that was targeted. Hold on, I was just looking at.
Yeah,
He
Rome
was
too.
yeah, he missed DJ 3 times, and he missed Rome twice.
Yeah.
He was 7 for 7 to Swift, 3 for 3 to Komet, 6 to 3 to DJ. He was 3 for 3 to Allen, and 3 to 1 to, and that's his 23 attempts. I did like how he was taking the check downs. I know the announcers kept pointing out him not trying to make the home run plays and taking the easy plays. That makes a whole lot of difference too. Take some of the easy plays. You know, those easy plays add up. Those easy plays, those dump ball frustrates the defense, right? Because you think you can bottle the guys up, a running back catch something out the backfield, 3-4 yards, and then he run for another 5 or 6, right? And it's frustrating, right? And it started making them like second guessing themselves, like, okay, we got to watch this dude out the backfield now.
Right.
Yeah. And they need to Roshan needs to get more tick. Seriously. Like I look at it like, man, even though Swift, hopefully he came out of his shell, but as far as on consistency, these past 2 games, Roshan been playing hard, man. He's been breaking tackles. He's been getting the necessary yardage that we need for first downs. Like on the one play, Verse had him by the arm. He just shook it off and got the extra yards, and you know what I'm saying, and got the first down. So it's plays like that, like you moving the chains. You're not worried about the big play. You just moving the chains, moving the chains. That's all you want to do when you got a back like that. And he could catch too. Like I don't know if he can line up at receiver like how Swift probably can, but he can be a safety blanket on those short yardages too, on them short yardage passes.
Yeah, that's a great point.
I'm looking at the stats, and I think I see why we had such a hard time stopping the run. TJ Edwards got 9 tackles. Tremaine Edwards got 2 tackles the entire game.
Okay.
So I don't understand how your Mike linebacker can make such a low impact on the game. I think that's the difference behind why we gave up so many yards and they got over 100 yards running. And
and I will say,
we don't usually call.
I want to point out his impact in the passing game though, because he actually took away some of those deep passes where he actually raised his hand up that maybe kind of like took away that deep pass. But as far as tackle, you're correct. He didn't make enough tackles, but it seemed like what they was having a little problem with in the run game the last few games is some of it is bringing guys down, and second is you count a couple of defensive players flat-footed where they're there and they're flat-footed. Like I think I saw a couple of run plays where Jalen Johnson ran up and he was there, but he was flat-footed. Right, and now you're reaching, right? Because that guy Williams, I mean, I never really watch him run. I mean, that guy is elusive, man, and he's a nice, powerful runner for his size. He doesn't look like he should be pushing the pile like that,
You're right. Well, I don't want to have to count on Jalen Johnson for making tackles, but he's good at stopping, catching the ball, and knocking it out and that kind of stuff. By the time we start expecting him to be a good support defender, I think we're already in trouble.
So the Bears might have found their identity today. I agree. They might have found their identity today. Play good. I mean, we know they play good defense, but they just have not been they didn't know who they were offensively. And one of the things was the personnel groupings. You're trying to play too many people. You're trying to play 4 running backs. You're trying to play 6 receivers or whatever it might be. You're trying to play 3 tight ends or 4 tight ends, but they're all in for pass plays. I understand it when you go to a 13 personnel and those guys in there to help block or something like that. So they was trying to like use too many people. Like, no, sometimes you got simple the game plan down and play who you want to. And I also like that Sanborn got a little bit more extended look where they didn't always keep going to nickel constantly, right? Where he's good in the run game. So I think that kind of helped slowed up some of the running as the game grew on. You start leaving Sanborn in on second down on some of those plays.
I think they had the Bears had a come to Jesus conversation with Shane Caldron this week, and if nothing else, one of the major problems that he was having, besides the screens and all those crazy plays, was he was comfortable with a couple guys that came from Seattle, so that's why he wanted to play Homer and Everett more plays than anybody else. The problem with that is I don't think either one of those guys are especially good players. So
Right.
I'm glad that I'm sorry that he had to get an injury in order to get Homer out of there, but there's no way he should have been spending more time on the field than Roshan Johnson. No way Everett should spend more time on the field than Cole Kmet. So I think as a new coach and a new coordinator, he's going to have to get more comfortable with who the Bears personnel is. And at this point, you would expect him to know what their capabilities are a little bit better than he does. So that's still a concern.
Talking about the same people that kept Velus Jones on the roster.
You got a point. Okay.
Yeah. That's all I got on that one.
Hey, on defense, I think we're seeing a whole lot of growth from Javon Dexter. He's really making an impact on the game. Not only just in the run game, he's actually making impact on the game, rushing the passer. I can't remember. I don't have the stats in front of me, but I think he registered a sack today.
He did.
And then he had a couple of pressures. If you could get that out of your 3 technique guy where he's not allowing that quarterback to step up, and you can see as the game wore on, he was more comfortable. They was more comfortable running the ball than they were passing the ball. So I was kind of saying, man, I kind of feel we're going to get an interception some point in this game because they were starting to get Stafford off his point more and more. Now he made some incredible throws too. I mean, you just have to get it that guy. When he makes some of the throws, there's nothing you could do about it,
You're right. Well, both Dexter and Sweat got a sack today, as well as a tackle for loss. So I think that might have made part of the difference. That rookie actually looked pretty good too. Austin
Booker.
Yeah, he looked every time they give him time, he does pretty good. So I like to see with Booker, and definitely I like to see Sanborn playing.
Booker was the star of the preseason, so it's like he should have been on the roster. Well, he is on the roster, but he should be getting more tick. It's like the Bears are kind of like late bloomers. It's like the people who we witnessed and watched play good in certain parts of the game. They're finally starting to recognize and put them in, like we all were saying, Roshan. A lot of people were saying Austin Booker. So now they finally putting them in the game, and it's like, okay, then it's like, oh, you got Cole Kmet on some of the plays where you're like, all right, they need to start feeding him the ball. Now that they getting him the ball or targeting him, it's beneficial for the whole team. And then like on as far as the piggyback on the identity thing that Joe Blow had put, our identity has always been run first. And it's like it shouldn't change until Caleb gets that, until he turns the corner. And I would say towards maybe the middle or the end of the season when you start trying to add those extra deep balls and stuff like that, where he's getting the foundation and he's getting a rapport with his receivers. Because right now, even though his receivers got skills, we just don't have the personnel to keep him upright. So run first, play action, and then do your thing on the deep balls. But today the game plan was better. I still think the Rams, if they were healthy, they would have got us. But hey, man, we supposed to win the games like this. So just like last week, we were supposed to win that one, but it is what it is. But
Hey,
good
Bernard, let me
win
make
for
a
today.
quick comment. Judah Tribe, who's on the comments. We're open and we're welcome for all the opinions and all of that. But man, it seemed like this dude is never happy. So he's not happy unless we win a certain way or win the way that he thinks we should win. Take the W. Be happy with that. Let's go on to the next game. I don't want to keep hearing about how great our second string quarterback is, because that's the most popular guy in Chicago every year until we actually put him in the game. So we need to get off that.
Yeah. I think sometimes what happens is what affects fans are, all us as fans, is our emotions or what we feel about it. So, like, for example, I just showed a stat that Caleb Williams was 73.9% completions today. It's not much better than you could get than that, right? So to say he wasn't accurate today is like, were we watching the same game, right? Because he was accurate today. Now, maybe you're saying I want a couple of more deep balls. I'm not sure. You got to take the W's in NFL when you could get them. You got to get them. It ain't always be the same way you get the W. What you have to be able to do is, if a team is missing some people, whatever the situation is, well, those are the games you definitely got to make sure you get. But the more W's you get, the more confident your team get, and the more concerned that the other team gets when they start facing you. A team is, hey, they face an 0-6 team, they writing you in as a victory, right? But when they start facing maybe the 4-2 team, they like, oh man, this gonna be a tough battle. But defensively, when we move over to defense, I like some of the stuff I'm like in the secondary. I think even though you see some passes that might have got complete, overall the secondary is tackling well when they have to being called into the duty. And I'm still going to keep saying this. TJ Edwards is playing his butt off. He's always around the ball. He's always impacting the play. And even if he's making a play change direction, there's stuff that happens on defense sometimes that doesn't register in the sack column. Oh, not sack column, but in a stat column, right? A linebacker or defensive player that makes the play have to alter the direction that the play was intended. That's impactful. That doesn't register as any stat line that you would see, but it impacts the play. The guy who comes and string the ball, makes the ball string out, and the guy runs out of bounds. That's a great defensive play. Right. Nobody who's gonna get that tackle is the guy that was next to the play, but he actually made the play go out farther. I know y'all defensive players love that.
Hey man, I'm sitting here. Go ahead, Mo.
Go ahead.
Because I'm up here cracking up at these comments by Judah Tribe, thinking that Bajan is better, and everybody he played against in the preseason is working at Walmart right now. I just don't understand. A guy 17 for 23, and you talk about the offensive run better with him. The only way you say that is if you watching a game with the Son of Spanguli 3D glasses on. I'm sitting here like, man, are you serious? Dude, the guys that Bajan played against, they're not even in the NFL right now. Like, who did he play against?
None of them.
Yeah, none. But hey, I dreamed about Janet Jackson too growing up. It's cool.
Yeah, but real quick, when you say when DJ is frustrated, this is what you got to understand in the NFL. You may agree or disagree. When you're running a route in the NFL and the quarterback sees something and he throws the ball to a certain spot, it's up to the receiver to get to that spot. The receiver may get frustrated because he thought it was something else, but that's when you got to guess what? You got to go on the sideline. Y'all talk to each other. You have to stay out the practice because he sees something, right? Think about it. Your back is turned. He sees something and he thinking you're going to do this. You don't see it because you're looking up the field. So sometimes he's overthrowing you or underthrowing it because he didn't overthrow anybody else.
Yeah.
He
That's
overthrew
why.
him because why? They're not on the same page. Until they get on
Yeah.
the same page, you're gonna have that. That's not blaming him. It's part of the game. Receivers have to take Tom Brady. Tom Brady and Edelman was on the same page. Him and
Right.
Gronk was on the same page. Everybody knew Edelman was gonna run 3 yards, turn around, and hit the ball. Guess what? Nobody could stop that 3-yard pass that turned into 8. You knew exactly what they were gonna do because they was always on the same page. Gronk, he'll see somebody with Gronk. Guess what? They knew it was gonna go to Gronk. Guess what? They couldn't stop it.
Actually,
Yeah,
Bernard,
I mean,
I was encouraged by the talk that Caleb Williams had on the sidelines with DJ Moore because they had missed a couple plays and a couple passes, and there was at least that one play where DJ Moore stopped running. And after they had
Yeah.
that conversation, strangely enough, that's where they got their touchdown. So that's
Yeah.
actually how you want to respond to your wide receiver and your quarterback not being on the same page. You have a conversation about it. What happened? They ended up being successful. I don't see what the rest of the argument is. So there you go.
Yep.
yeah,
So
I look at it like this, man.
Oh, go quick.
Like I said earlier, man, once they get on the same page, it's kind of curtains because the
Yeah.
talent that both of them possess is arguably probably two of the best guys in the NFL. So it's like you want Bajan in the game, but then you're not gonna get deep balls from Bajan at all. So it's like you might as well just take it with a grain of salt. You talking about a rookie who's only played 3 games, and you want him to be a world beater. So, well, 4 games now. You want him to be a world beater. Like, nah, that's not gonna happen, man. Everybody not CJ Stroud. So,
Right.
but
It took
once they
CJ
get
a
on the
while
same
though.
page, right? It took him almost 6 or 7 games for him to
Yep.
really be CJ Stroud. So
Yeah.
people don't know his record was horrible in them first 5 games, man.
Yeah,
But
he's
He's 1
1-6.
and 6. 1 and
Right.
6.
So so you got to think, man, and they still made the playoffs. Granted, they was in a weak, conference, but still, man, like give a man a chance. Like Bajan ain't a world beater, man. Trust me. Just,
Yep.
He not
not a
even-
world. He's
I'm gonna move on and we're gonna get some grades. I was laughing at Judah. He just say, I know he's new to this show. I see he made a comment that the guy in the cap is delusional. He probably think Justin Fields was a good quarterback. He probably talking about me. I did not think Justin Fields was a good quarterback. I actually thought I was one of the main critics of him last year. I mean, y'all could attest to that. I was one of his main critics, so I definitely did not think he was a good quarterback. But I'm happy of whatever success he's having this year as well.
And he damn sure ain't talking about me. Talking about this white boy with this puss ass arm. I know he ain't talking about me. So you ain't even a talent evaluator, man. You can't even go to the strip club and pick one good one out. Hey.
Let me tell you something, right? When you're debating, when you're good at debating, you can continue making argument because you're just making more and more points. When you run out of information, then the next thing you go
you
to
add homonyms.
is energy, and you start insulting people. So if you're
add
already
homonyms.
the people that you're debating with, you need to do a better job by strengthening your argument and making better points in your debate. You're not going to intimidate anybody on here.
No,
That's
especially
gonna
not me, because hey, bro, I was a college All-American.
happen.
And while I was playing with people that played in the league while you was playing with yourself. So you ain't talking about me.
There you go.
Hey, so anyway, with the Bears in this game, I thought also special teams played a key role in game today too. I mean, Tory Taylor, he turned the field quite a few times, and it's very windy out there today.
Yes,
It's
sir.
windy out there today because you saw on that first field goal attempt by the Rams how much that ball moved, even on that field goal that they missed. But Tory Taylor turned that field so many times today, and I don't even believe he even had a touchback on the punt today. I think everything
He had one.
landed. He had one. Okay,
Yeah, he had one.
which is great because I know some people making fun of the pick and all that. But it may turn out to be valuable. I mean, field position
It's
matters.
already valuable.
Yeah.
Yeah, you make a
So I already,
66-yard punt with no return.
man, bro.
4 quarters in
Woo.
the field. I think he ended up punting the ball to their 4-yard line. That makes a
Yep.
difference in the game as well. So,
Yep.
again, we point out all of the different things that truly make a difference in the football game, and that's what we want to talk about. So, I think Taylor did a heck of a job, and special teams all in all did a pretty good job. They had a good showing today. I'm gonna give them a pretty good score today.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And Joe Blow, I do agree with you. Offensive line matter with any quarterback, right? It
Right.
matters. And sometimes you have situations where the quarterback sometimes just have to overcome it. And I'm gonna give you an example of when the quarterback had to overcome it. Joe Burrow's second year, he was like one of the most sacked quarterbacks
He was.
that year. And he was
Yeah.
sacked a bunch of times in the Super Bowl, which eventually why they lost the Super Bowl. But that
Right.
year, he overcame the amount of sacks that he was getting. He started getting the ball out of his hand faster, right? They started doing some things. They ran a little more. I mean, he was just almost catching the ball and, catching and throwing, right? So at some point, the quarterback may just have to overcome a bad offensive line until you figure it out. Now, rookies are not going to be able to do that because they're still trying to process what they're seeing. But anyway, as far as special teams, Santos made all his field goals, which were important today, especially in the condition that they were playing. We really didn't have, that I recall, we had one special team penalty. I think it was like right at the beginning of the game where they had like a false start or whatever they call that on their kickoff. But other than that, the special teams played well today. Hey, y'all want to get some grades on the offense? Or?
Yeah, I'll go. I gave the offense 24 points, a victory, a B. So this is the first time they get a decent passing grade as far as I'm concerned. They didn't do as much as they could, but it had a good foundation, and I think we are going in a positive direction.
Okay.
Yeah, I
get
give
an
him
offense.
Go ahead, quick.
I give him a B minus. A couple things that we still need to work on as far as up front with the line and block. Just how you gotta block out busters, and you just gotta keep going. So I give him a B minus. They we did good on the run game a little bit, but on the passing game, I think we could do a lot more.
Okay.
Yeah, I give him a B minus also. Same thing to piggyback off a quick. The left side needs to be better because Verse was doing whatever he wanted to do. Braxton Jones, you've been here too long now, man. It's make or break for real. Like I understand you can't find left tackles like that, but come on, bro. Straight up. He was getting you on every play. Every play. Caleb was pretty much, like under duress on that side alone. So, but if he can clean that up, it can go to an A easy.
Okay. Yeah, I give them my highest grade of the season so far. I am going to get them a B minus because I was almost tinkering on a C because of all the pre-snap penalties is why I was tinkering on the C, and the amount of pressure that they was allowed to happen to their quarterback, even though he wasn't sacked as much. One, because they didn't drop out back as much as they have been dropping back. But my grade is a B minus.
Okay.
Yeah. What y'all got on defense? Who wants to start defense?
I started. The defense is, I would give them a B plus. B plus, man.
Okay. I got a B plus
they made it count when they were supposed to. So, at first it seemed like, well, they didn't break. They didn't allow a tub until the end, but towards the end. But they did their thing at the end. So they kept pressure on Stafford. I'm mad that the first interception was called back, but I mean, it is what it is. It kind of set the tone too, as far as they knew they can get to Stafford and rattle him right now because they took advantage of the lack of receivers that the Rams had. So, I give them a B plus.
Okay, a B plus.
Not for me. They're getting a D. because of what you just said. What you just said. They weren't playing against Puka Nakua or none of them dudes. They was playing against such and such and what's his name.
But you still got Stafford though, man. Stafford ain't no scrub.
I ain't talking about Stafford wasn't the one running the route. These dudes is running all through our defense free. They wide open.
But wait, and that's wait till he get to coaching because I'm gonna break that down too. But go ahead, keep going, bro.
Yeah, because I'm just saying these dudes is running through our defense wide open. I mean, like 8th round picks from Olive Harvey College is catching 100-yard passes. Like, and in order to win football games, our defense is way better than that. They've showed it in the past. This game, I don't know if they was just taking plays off or what, but you get a D today because you're not even guarding the guys in the zone.
Hey, I'm gonna give them a B- today on defense. I thought they gave up too many easy runs. They actually got the B part of it because they did get turnovers and they did come through and they set the Bears up for, I believe, their first touchdown, which is a great job. But you got to clean up the run game because this is like the second week in a row where you seeing team breaking long runs on them, and these are not even big backs that's running on them. So you're gonna have to clean that run game up, and you gotta clean up those busted coverages that you're starting to see. Because when you start getting those top flight receivers, those gonna be touchdowns on you. But that's it. B-.
Okay.
Jefferson.
For defense, first of all, you can play against a team that's on the field. You can't play against the guy that they had out there last week or last year or whatever. So whoever shows up on the field, that's what you're getting the grade on. The Bears ended up holding the Rams to 18 points, which is under what the league average is. They got two turnovers, so they got an interception as well as a fumble recovery. And for the most part, they played solid defense, and we got the win. I'm giving defense a B.
Give him a B. Okay.
Man, this ain't Christmas, y'all. Y'all giving away grades. These dudes, because they got an interception, I'm going to give them a... Nah, man, these dudes is wide open on some of this stuff, man.
But that all right, go ahead, keep going.
The last interception by Stafford was a bad pass. Like, he just ran into the ball. That wasn't nothing that we did. I mean, man.
We caught the ball. That's good enough.
The same guy y'all said was getting burnt.
I'm more afraid.
And Lakeisha says it's the new CPS.
So go ahead.
I'm sorry. Lakeisha said it's the new CPS grading policy. Everyone gets a B. Everybody gets a B.
Hey,
man.
I'm gonna give everybody a B. I'm fine.
That's my girl, man.
Hey, quick, you like hey, you get extra credit for lining up and you ain't in the neutral zone.
Man. Dude, like, how many yards did we give up?
How many yards?
Yeah. How many yards did we give up?
A lot.
224 yards passing, 119 running.
That's almost, man, that's 350. All right, skip it. All right, CPS. All right, forget it. Everybody get a B. Then. Skip it. We get up almost 400 yards. You get a B. You get a B. You get a B. Come on, man.
Notice how he's making his argument, and it makes sense because he's giving you more information. And you're just like, you know what? He's right. They probably shouldn't get a grade that high. So that's how we actually had a debate on this show. Let's keep hitting with more information. I'm staying with my people. Get that.
Nah, man. Hey, wait. So you saying the kid broke in your classroom and stole your grading sheet then? Because he ain't do the work himself.
The principal threatened him not to fire. The principal threatened to fire him if everybody don't get a B.
Hey, man, we giving up almost 400 yards. B. Like, oh my God, Lord have mercy. What the hell? What does it take to get an A? 500
points. We win the game based on points, not yards. So we scored more points than they did. That's why they got it.
The offense scored more points. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
And the defense stopped them from scoring more points. So, see, that's what we're talking about, brother. Let's go.
Oh, Clay, come on, man.
Hey, but that does matter when you watch a game, right? Are you getting points? And hold on, let me get this off screen. And is the offense able to capitalize on any field position you get, any turnovers you get? All that matters in the game, right? Because the team can't just possess the ball and just get empty stats. That's why it's so important to watch the game. But hey, what about special teams? Y'all got any grades on special teams?
I do. Quick, you do have a point with almost 400 yards, so I'm gonna have to a little bit. Right. I gave special team a B+ because we had Santos hit those key field goals, and all day Taylor the punter kept them off of their square by keeping the ball punted deep. A lot of times he did it with no return. So I'm gonna give special teams at B+.
Okay, you got a B+. Okay.
I'm going to special teams A. Man, I gotta give him an A, man. Taylor was booting that joint, man. For real, booting it. And Santos made all his extra points and field goals. That's all you can ask for. You booting it without we didn't have to tackle anybody. So I'll give him an A.
Good point. What you got, Quick?
Hey, listen.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
No. I'm going with an A on this one. The logic that Mo just used is the most reasonable logic to give somebody an A.
You don't got to tackle nobody.
When the last time you seen a 60-something yard punt, man? I mean, that ball, boom. And you talking about hang time on the punt for us to even get down there. A couple of times, I mean, you normally don't take a fourth round pick, a punter on a fourth round pick, but he's showing exactly why we did.
Why?
Facts. Yeah, we could have used somebody to get one of them linemen or something out of there, but I guess they said we're gonna be punting a lot, so we might as well get somebody to do it. So I'm going with an A, man. This is what yards still make sense, Plank. 66 yards for the positive of us, not 400 of the negative of us. Come on, man. Jeez.
Yeah.
Your point
I'm gonna give special teams an A today, and I'm gonna mention a few things that none of y'all might have mentioned yet. Santos putting the ball in the end zone today on those kickoffs matter because he had been struggling a little bit for the last several games of kicking the ball short, right? And then he kicking it maybe to the 5 or 10, and teams actually starting 38-yard line or the 35-yard line, right? So I'd rather the team start on the 30th. That's where it goes in the end zone. You don't want no returns in the NFL because the more teams get returns, right, eventually they're going to get some good field goal, right? Because field goal position, right? Because they're cracking it. So I give them an A because they kicked the ball in the end zone. They made all their extra points. They covered the ball well on the punt. They changed the field position. They didn't even do anything to hurt the team. A for the special teams. What about coaching?
Nutty, real quick. Hold on. I'm still trying to get Plank to change his grade, though. Real quick. Hey, Plank. Tutu Atwell had 82 yards receiving. Jordan Whittington had 62 yards receiving. DeMarcus Robinson had 37 yards, and Kobe Parkinson had 33 yards. I got one question for you. Who in the hell are these dudes, man?
I got a question for you. Was Matt Stafford throwing them the ball? Matt Stafford is more of a bear killer than Tom Brady. Matt Stafford.
Would you please stop using White Jesus' name in vain on this show? We cannot keep bringing up the football god on this show like this. He's retired now, man.
Okay.
But Matthew Stafford was always my fantasy football quarterback, just so you know, when he was with the Lions. But He's
You
throwing the
ain't doing
ball
no P. Diddy fantasies in this one. What we talking
No.
about?
Okay. Take that. But I'm saying he still threw for 200-something yards without Puka Nacua and Cut.
Yeah.
Without them two, come on, man. And we gonna give him a B?
He still had receivers to throw the ball to that would catch the ball. So
Matter of fact, I'm looking at this now. I changed to F. I'm sorry. If you won't change yours, I'm gonna change mine. You won't change your grade, I'll change mine. That's a F. These dudes is like Amon-Ra. Now, what's Amon-Ra St. Brown's brother name?
Equanimous.
Equanimous. That's like Equanimous going out there and getting $150. All right, I quit. I'm sorry, I quit. But you gotta change that grade, man. I'm sorry.
Don't keep that grade. Nope, we ain't doing it no more.
Right, you like a dago sub, a sub for the whole year. We just giving our grades to the kids.
As far as coaching today, I'm going to, for the first time, give Shane Waldron a grade probably above a D. Shane Waldron made a good adjustment today. He actually called a good game. He had better personnel grouping. It wasn't a perfect game, but still in all, your offense scored 24 points. You know, defense got some turnoff, put you there, but you capitalize on those points. So I'm going to give Shane Waldron for the first time. I'm going to give him a B. What y'all got?
As much as it hurts my feelings to have to do this because this guy has been horrible for 3 games, I agree with you. I'm going to give Shane Waldron a B as well. 24 points in the NFL game. He did a much better job controlling the sticks and keeping us ahead of him. What you got,
a B.
Go ahead, Mo, because I'm still debating.
I'm debating too, man. I'm
still calculating.
Right. So I'm gonna say this, man. Swift bailed him out today, so I'm gonna give him a C+. Swift bailed him out because I still don't think he used Roshan the right way. I just think Swift bailed him out and they rolled with it. He didn't use him the right way. So I think I'm gonna go C+. C+.
C+, okay.
Yeah, C+.
I'm a
It hurts so much. Go ahead.
No, I think I'm just gonna go with an incomplete for right now until I see more. You know?
He got detention.
Yeah, I just gotta see a little more. I mean, we on game 4.
Yep.
And the 3 games before that shouldn't average out the grade for today to give you an overall. I know we talking about the game today, but
right.
I think I'm just gonna go with an incomplete for right now. I just need to see a little bit more to see, because you might be just giving a teaser to the movie, and we ain't gonna see the whole motion picture. I just want to see what we come up with. This ain't this ain't complete grade for me. We did well, but we playing the Panthers next week, so we should be able to put something together. So I just want to see, Andy Dalton down there getting it in.
Yeah. Hey, what about defensive coaching? What do y'all give defense coaching today? I'm gonna get defense same grade I gave the defense. I'm gonna get a coaching on defense B today. What you got? What you got, Mo?
Man, coaching on defense. A D. D is in dumbass. So because this dude keep playing that zone, and every quarterback kills that zone in the middle of the second quarter all the way into the fourth quarter. If you look at it, man, our defensive line, they was getting penetration in, but at the same time, Stafford had one play. The guy came up the middle, hit him in the face. He just threw the ball in the middle of the zone, knowing that his receiver was going to be there because that zone is always open in the middle. And it's like, dude, he hasn't changed it up the whole game. Luckily, we got a bend but don't break, and it works in the red zone. But when we talking about in the field, in the middle of the field, that zone is horrible, man. They figure it out. They don't call any blitzes. It's like, bro, or they call that one cornerback blitz with Gordon. They do this every game, and it's like, man, you got to learn how to disguise certain things. You got to switch up your packages a little bit, man. We too predictable. So I give them a D.
Okay, D for the coaching. Okay, what you got for coaching defense?
Who me?
I can go first if you want. It doesn't matter.
Oh, go ahead, Plank.
Okay. The objective of an NFL game is to win the game.
Don't
If
start
you
that.
can put together a plan for your team to score more points than you give up, that is a successful plan. It does not matter how it looks. If you beat the team that was on the same field that you were playing against, you should be, you can get commended for that. The Bears scored 24 points, which is the most points they scored this year, and the Rams scored 18. The defense,
That's the average.
That's okay. We got the W. That's what counts in the NFL. So I'm gonna continue to go forward, and I'm giving the defensive coaches same grade I gave the defense, a B.
The B. Okay. So
Come on,
hey,
quick.
let's quick. What you got? Then we're gonna wrap up.
I'm arguing with a doctor.
I'm starting to side with you, quick. I see it, man. These guys too nice, man. I see it,
just,
man.
We won. We gonna give everybody an 8. We did a good job. Everybody
Oh, wait a minute. Are you mad because now you don't have a lead with the overall scores that you thinking we gonna get? Your predictions are now tied with me now. Is that why you're mad?
Hold on.
Hey, bro. It'll be all right, bro. I'm just saying.
Dog, don't do this in public, dog. Cause you was a guy. I've seen your records throughout the years, dog. Hey.
Oh, look at that. Oh, okay.
What you got? What?
Well, you picked the Bears to win.
Yeah.
And they won.
Man.
So what you mad about?
My math not bad, but it looks like I'm 3-1, and you still gotta catch up. That's what it looks like.
Okay.
Right. So let's get to defensive coaching. Since you said that,
bring it.
The whole object is to win the game, right? The Bears give up 18 points a game. So that's their average, right? We average 18 points a game. So we have not had a signature game against the Rams. We should have lowered our average points per game, right? We didn't do that. We gave up. We are who we thought we are. We just gonna give up points just to give up points. We give up yards to give up yards. So my grade for the Bears, as though I go back to last week, is what the F? Why are these people running through our defense so wide open? Part of the defense is to stop them. Time of possession was almost even today. That means that they had the ball for a very long time. That means that we're giving up third downs. That means that they're converting first downs. So that means what the F? That's my grade. But no adjustment in the zone. No adjustment.
You gave the defense an F today?
No, he gave him a what the F?
The coaching.
The
coaching,
not the coaching.
Okay, no adjustments in this zone. There's too many people running free. Hey, listen, Plank. In our conference, we got to play this guy named Justin Jefferson, right?
Man.
We got to play these other dudes from the Packers, right? We still got to go see the Lions. This ain't such and such and so-and-so that we played today. So if you do that, the 18 points will be times 2.
So the grade that we gave today was based on
an F. No adjustment
that we played today.
The defense that we played today, giving up almost 400 yards. Yes.
But did we beat the team?
And that has nothing to do with coaching and adjustment. that just means that they dropped a couple more balls than we did. That's all it was.
Then we will agree to disagree.
That's because you just over there, you giving out substitute grades, man. I'd have loved to be.
Hey, thank everybody for tuning in today to Bears Banter Postgame Show. And it feels great to come on this show to talk about victories versus losses. And we want the Bears to keep this momentum. It makes the show more enjoyable. And we're watching the development of Caleb Williams. And we hope we keep seeing him ascend into greater things as we watch him develop. And we look forward to the next game coming up against who? The Carolina Panthers, you said?
Yep.
Against the Red Rocket.
Against the Red Rocket.
It's not going to be as easy.
Yeah, Red Rocket trying to prove something, right? He's trying to prove something. Yep. So, hey, do y'all have anything before we close for the day?
Nope.
Go Bears.
Okay.
Go Bears.
Go Bears. So, until next time, we see you Friday at 7:30 p.m. for the pregame show of Bears vs. Panthers. Peace.